Mount Everest is more than 29,000 feet tall, which might make you think most victims of the mountain die by falling, but that's only the second most common cause of death.
Jobs. There's something that people are meant to have to not just make money for themselves, but support those within their lives, whether they be family or friends or those simply under their care. And if you're lucky, you have a job that pays well and also makes you happy. But for some, they are willing to go to extreme lengths to get good pay, and that means taking on jobs with some serious risks. These dangerous jobs are all over the world, and if you do one, you better be ready for what can happen. Allow us to show you dangerous jobs that are only for the bravest. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. Mount Everest Guides. To many, Mount Everest isn't just a mountain, it's a goal to be literally climbed. But how do you climb such a beast? Well, the smart people who climb Everest know that they need a guide to get up safely and quickly. At a glance, you might think that leading a group or two up a mountain would be an easy endeavor, but that's not true. It is a rough trek from start to finish. Only 55% of people who attempt to climb Mount Everest make it up there. Plus, there are the obvious problems of climbing in the frigid cold through heavy snow, fierce winds, and the risk of avalanche, all of which can kill you if you're not careful. Some of the biggest disasters on Mount Everest happened because the guides died and the people were either stuck or had to go it alone. Plus, just like the other people on the trek, the guides need oxygen, can have bad reactions to plunging temperatures, and have been caught up in blizzards. They're human, and thus guides will only go up the mountain in certain periods of the year because to do so otherwise would be suicide. Guide risks their lives every single time they go up, and that is a danger that few will appreciate.
Other causes of death include falling ice, rope accidents, pneumonia, or even drowning.
Number 3. Loggers. Log workers, the ones who go into the forest and cut down the trees for transport and distribution to various facilities, have the statistical highest fatality rate among all jobs in the field today. It's not as glamorized as other deadly jobs, but every year there are about 91 deaths among every 100,000 workers. But why is it so deadly? To get the trees, you have to cut them down, and that can make it very dangerous for a whole host of reasons. Not the least of which is that you're cutting away a tree with a massive chainsaw, and then hoping that the tree falls the way that it is predicted and not in your path. Not to mention the terrain that these workers cut trees on isn't always flat, so one wrong move could send you hurtling down a steep slope.
For such a large area, the logging specialists will need heavy equipment.
Number 2. Coal miner. Coal mining is a job that is now very infamous because of the conditions in the mines themselves. To say that coal mining is dangerous is an understatement, especially when you have to deal with things like cave-ins, rock slides, black lung, and more that can take out workers, without them even having a chance to escape. Plus, being a coal miner is a very physical job, and you need a certain strength and endurance to push through it. The hours can be long, and if you're working for the wrong company, it can be quite brutal at times, because they value the coal more than they do the workers. Death is likely, and injuries even more so. So why isn't it too surprising that the annual salary for a miner is between $70,000 to $90,000? Which may seem like a trade-off, but there are many who would prefer this industry shut down for good due to the danger that this job can bring to all who work it.
These impressive technological advances are the culmination of a coal mining effort that reaches as far back as 3,000 years.
Number 1. Bering Sea Crab Fisherman. Finally, and maybe not surprisingly, there's the job of being a crab fisherman in the Bering Sea, a job popularized by the hit Discovery Channel show Deadliest Catch. But while maybe a show, the risk that these men and women take on the waters of the Bering Sea are very real. The waves crash into the boat and can capsize it if the captains aren't careful. They work with 1,000-pound pots that can go and crush you if you make a wrong move. You can have your boat covered in freezing ice or get caught up in the infamous Arctic ice pack. Then there's hurricanes that happen nearly every year, and fires and injuries and so on and so forth. Many people think they can do the job, but as the show has proven, few last for long. That's why it is the deadliest catch in terms of jobs. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the dangerous jobs of the world that you need to be very sure about before daring to do? Do you know someone who works a job like this? Which of these jobs would you never dream of trying to do? And which ones would you dare to try if given the chance? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on the channel.